Dave, kids sport is meant to be fun, but last weekend's action was ruined by so many pessimists. Manchester City star Raheem Sterling was sent off for celebrating with the fans, while Conor McGregor was ridiculed for losing to legend Floyd Mayweather. Let me introduce you to my mate Kevin. He's a single bloke in his 20s who works long, hard hours in a manual job which allows him to scrape together a few quid and indulge his passion for watching sport. Rex features 12. Manchester City winger Raheem Sterling was shown a second yellow card for celebrating with fans. Rex features 12. The Citizen star scored a dramatic winner against Bournemouth last Saturday. Last weekend, perhaps the first hot, sunny bank holiday in living memory, was a big one for Kev. A Manchester City fan since his dad first took him to Maine Road with the club in the third tier. He headed down to Bournemouth on Saturday, then got up early on Sunday to watch the boxing from Vegas before heading to the test match at Headingl on Monday. What could be more fun? Okay, it was a pain in the jacksie. They moved City's trip to Bournemouth to a lunchtime kickoff, but as a regular traveller, he's used to it. So he headed off on a coach around 6 a.m., arriving for a couple of Swifties before kickoff. Bournemouth's Charlie Daniels opened the scoring with such a cracking goal. Kev almost applauded, although he thought it weird that Daniels celebrated by angrily kicking a corner flag and advertising hurting. WASNT goal scoring supposed to be enjoyable. Rex features 12. The England international now faces a suspension after being shown a red card at the Vitality Stadium. Most Red Sport Gunners in crisis if Alexis Sanchez leaves Arsenal today. Will the last person to quit the Gunners turn off the floodlights? Evan Almighty. Arsenal in pole position to sign West Brom star Johnny Evans under Manchester City's noses. Ghosts of the past. Man United boss Jose Mourinho meets with predecessors Sir Alex Ferguson and Louis van Gaal. Waiting game. Eden Hazard reveals he is still waiting to sign a new Chelsea contract but insists there's nothing to report yet. Van driving off Virgil van Dijk hopeful of late Liverpool move after agreeing terms, but Arsenal and Chelsea still eye bids. Crown jewels. Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger makes fresh attempt to snap up PSG star Julian Draxler after Neymar signing. Press Association. 12. Cherries ace Charlie Daniels lashed out at the corner flag after scoring a superb stunner anyway. City started playing their liquid football and Gabriel Jesus equalized, and however much he prefers Maine Road to the Etihad, Kev noted that Jamie Pollock never played like this. Still, it looked like a draw for City until the 95th minute when Raheem Sterling scored a saucy chip and the away end went ballistic. In the excitement, Kev surged forward and a couple of his mates spilled onto the pitch to embrace Sterling and co., but there was nothing inflammatory. It was sad that a steward tackled Kev's friend as if he was an ISIS terrorist rather than a lad enjoying a day out, but a lot of them enjoy a power surge when they pull on high-vis jackets. It was even sadder when Sterling received a second yellow card for his celebrations. Didn't they always criticize players for being too remote from fans? Still, Mike Dean was referee, so when the fun starts, stop. Sterling was only enjoying the thrill of a late winner. At least Sergio Aguero, who knows all about those, was cleared of any bother after standing up to the stewards. Anyway, 3 points, a long trip home and an early-ish night to be up for the boxing. Kev is amused by Conor McGregor. He likes the fact he was a plumber's apprentice who'd been on the dole but fought his way up and was now mouthing off as the world. Raheem Sterling scores a last-minute winner for Manchester City at Bournemouth and then gets sent off for celebrating. Rex features 12. Police had to intervene as a few Manchester City fans rushed onto the pitch after the late goal. This fight against Floyd Mayweather was a bit of fun. McGregor wasn't a boxer and Mayweather was an all-time great, everyone knew that, but Kev wanted to see how it panned out. He didn't understand why so many of the Twitterati were getting so uptight about it. This was a slice of cabaret, ideal to watch through a hangover. It wasn't as if anyone got hurt. The next day he popped over to Headingl to watch the test on the Western Terrace with his mates. It said in the papers that Ben Stokes risked being banned during the Ashes after being reprimanded for swearing. Big deal. Is the Ashes being staged in a soft play area this year anyway? This test was thrilling. Kev and his pals enjoyed it, having a beer and a sing-song and contributing to the famous Headingl beer snake. Getty Images. Getty 12 Floyd Mayweather knocked out Conor McGregor at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Getty Images. Getty 12 The 40-year-old extended his record to 500 after he outclassed the Irishman. Reuters. 12 The 5-weight world champion retired once again after victory against the UFC world champ. Check out the teaser trailer for the official Conor McGregor Notorious documentary. Again, those London media types were moaning about the crowd getting boisterous. They worry Test cricket is dying, but they don't want working-class lads like Kev turning up spending their hard-earned, despite the other three sides of the ground being civilized. Anyway, Moeen Ali had them gripped when he carted the Windies for 84 from 93 balls. Kev likes the fact Moeen empties bars without ever drinking in them. He's his second favorite Muslim after Sheikh Mansour. So Kev was back at work yesterday, sunburnt and skint but having enjoyed 3 days of escapism. Actually, he's an imaginary friend, Kevin. That tends to happen when you're a sports writer and always working weekends. But a few of us still like to pretend that sport is part of the entertainment industry, therefore actual blokes like Kev to enjoy. Not that it'll ever catch on. Keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip, rumors and done deals in Sun Sports Live transfer blog. England were pipped by New Zealand in a thrilling Women's Rugby World Cup final, a match regarded as a breakthrough in line with the progress in quality of female football and cricket. And the ever-enlightened RFU's response to such trailblazing times? Yep, they've made the majority of England's players redundant in a switch of emphasis to sevens. As Barry White saying, don't go changing, trying to please me. Getty Images. Getty 12 England women lost a thrilling World Cup final against New Zealand. The favourite footballer of this column is Harry Maguire, a glorious throwback whose playing style, demeanour, voice and name all suggest he once exchanged bruises with Nat Lofthouse. But when the Leicester centre-back joined the England senior squad for the first time and strolled in with his kid in 2 black bin bags, it was confirmed that Maguire truly had arrived in a DeLorean from the 1950s. Rex features 12 Leicester City defender Harry Maguire has been called up to the England squad for the first time, so the FA want England's football team to adopt the no D-heads policy of the New Zealand All Blacks, who were engulfed by 2 separate sex scandals during their visit to Australia. I dunno, maybe just try to copy the bit where they win 95% of their matches. A Crystal Palace team that thrived under Sam Allardyce's pragmatic management is struggling under Frank de Boer, a pure footballing disciple of Johan Cruyff. Crikey Orally. When the Dutchman is inevitably sacked, he'll be replaced by a 7th Palace manager in 5 years, since Dougie Freedman quit for Bolton in 2012. The same Freedman who was last week appointed as the Eagles sporting director, 2 games into De Boer's reign and 10 days before the transfer window closes. It's almost as if Chairman Steve Parish doesn't have a coherent philosophy. Crystal Palace 0-2 Swansea. Tammy Abraham grabs first Premier League goal as Jordan Ayew strike piles pressure on Frank de Boer. Anyone who jeered when Leicester took a private jet for their match with Man Utd has obviously never had their soul crushed by roadworks on the M6 between Sandbach and Knutsford, which are scheduled to last 40 months, longer than the Spanish Civil War and about as much fun. There's too much hooey being talked about Spurs, a Wembley curse and Harry Kane playing under an Indian sign in the month of August. But there's nothing supernatural afoot. Both problems are entirely explicable. Firstly, Wembley feels nothing like the soulful old fortress of White Hart Lane, where Tottenham dropped fewer points last season than they have in 2 home matches this term. Secondly, Spurs effectively start their season on September 1 due to Daniel Levy's fetish for deadline day testicle squeezing. If striker Kane doesn't score in August, it's largely because Tottenham are never settled. Getty Images. Getty 12 Harry Kane has now failed to score in the Premier League in August in 13 games. Reuters. 12 Chris Wood netted late on for Burnley with a stunning first-time finish from the Champions League to the Carabao Cup. Draws are becoming so complex, convoluted and crushingly dull that they should all be held behind closed doors, then released like league fixture lists. Transparency is nice, but we've also got to consider the brevity of life itself. Some of the best Premier League goals for the month for August. Topics: Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, Raheem Sterling. Conor McGregor vs. Floyd Mayweather. Manchester City. Comments.